Hello everyone, my name is Lanso90 and today is time for another opinion segment video. We might actually have two of these because I'm not sure if I can get this topic done in one 30-minute video. But we're going to be talking about survival games because I've been playing the genre for a while here now. And I feel like I need to categorize them or talk about how I feel about all these different survival games because it's a huge genre. Genre is getting really big. And people are starting to say it's oversaturated, so my argument here is that the reason it's getting oversaturated is because no one's quite done it particularly right yet. This will be a little bit kind of like my the 4X problem series that I did, but it's not going to be nearly that long, so it's going to be a couple videos here. But yeah, you can see here, I just did a search on Steam for survival games, and I have a bunch listed here. But we're gonna not really go through these in any particular order, not like the order you see here either. But they're somewhat listed. I have a piece of paper here that I've been writing them down on, the ones that I own at least. Pretty much sort of listed through popularity, how important they are to the genre, and then we'll be ending with what I think is the best one so far. I'm not going to cover every game because there's just too many. I'm just going to cover ones that a lot of people are familiar with, and ones that I really like or really have problems with. So let's get started. The first game we'll be talking about is Minecraft. Now, before you click away or jump into the comments to yell at me that this isn't a survival game, I kinda know. I know it's not what you think of the genre now, but this is really what's totally kicked it off from the start again, you know? And besides, click here, it's called survival mode. But yes, I will agree immediately that Minecraft is not really a really good survival game. All I'm saying is that this resurgence that we've seen of the genre as a whole, if it even was big at any point in time until now, is because of this game. I don't have any idea how long it takes to download Drain. I haven't played this in 1,000 years or whatever. Are you gonna make it there? Okay. Well, first complaint. What the hell is going on? Oh, does it always take that long now? I was like, did they really make the game that bad now? Well, you can go ahead and mark that down as a problem, that it took that long to load and things seem pretty glitchy. It didn't used to be that way, I'm pretty sure. And I even have a much better computer than I've ever had for doing this. You can see I'm actually getting achievements and stuff because I haven't played it in forever. We're not going to play this for long, we're just going to talk about some things. But, yeah, it's this first big voxel game that came out, and I know there was voxel games before this one, of course. Everyone brings that up every time people talk about this being like the first voxel game or anything. But it's the first one that's gotten big. Or the first one that got big, and it's what restarted this whole genre, which is why we're in it right now. Some of my complaints, we've already kind of established that there's some kind of issue with this. I don't know if I just don't have the settings set right or something, but even now I can see down at my my keyboard here, it has a readout thing. It says my CPU's at 50% usage and my RAM is at 38% usage. This is more than what War Thunder would run on or something. This game is a huge hog onto resources, and I don't know why. I guess it's because it's voxel based, but 7 Days to Die is also voxel based, and it doesn't quite have this issue. And the game's even super simple, so it shouldn't even have this issue really. Yeah, it runs on Java. It's not like it's like a regular executable file, and I've run into problems with that. My Java doesn't even update properly anymore. I don't know why. It's not because of Minecraft, but because my Java doesn't update properly I think this game gets negatively impacted by that, and maybe that's why it's being so bad, but I don't know. I've always known that it has a big RAM issue because I used to not have as much RAM, and it used to always be overloaded if I installed graphics mods packs. Which I don't think I have any installed right now. So some other issues with it is it's not very mature of a game if that's what you're looking for now. Of course, it's great for kids and stuff, and I think it's a good thing for kids to be playing this game. Gets them introduced to game styles that are a little bit more advanced than like true kiddie games, but you know, this game is very kid friendly, and if that's not what you're looking for, then it's not the game for you. And it's not what I'm personally looking for either, so it's not really a game I enjoy playing much anymore. I used to like it, sort of, but I was never really huge into it. But it's also not very complex. Like, you get the iron armor, you get, then like the next step is almost diamond. I don't think there's any steel or anything in here, so yeah, there's not many steps and getting to the end game stuff, and you know, it's not complex. It's very simple, which is good in a lot of ways, but if it's not what you're looking for, it's just not what you're looking for. Alright, so the second game I wanted to talk about is DayZ. So there's a lot of stuff to talk about with this one, and again, I'm not really going to try to survive very long in this game for the purposes of this video. But this is like probably the second behind, after Minecraft, this is like probably the second biggest survival game that's come out. And again, you can use that word lightly if you don't think this game qualifies for any reason. I understand that the definition of games has kind of been a debated topic lately. But yeah, there's a lot to talk about with this game. I might have to not run it all here so I can focus on actually talking about it. But let's see. If you want to consider like two kinds of survival games, I'd say that there's one kind, and that's the voxel-based games, like Minecraft started. And then there's kind of like the hardcore zombie survival games, which are kind of what DayZ started here. Again, of course, I know there's been zombie survival games before DayZ, and there's been voxel games before Minecraft. Just have to take it with a grain of salt that these games have led the push, so to speak, of the rebirth of the survival genre here. So this one, of course, you probably know a lot about it, but it started as a mod for Arma 2, and I didn't really like the mod very much because it started to get super clunky and hard to run at the start. Like, you need to get Arma 2, get the mod, you need to get, like, the mod update, the Arma 2 update, and then, like, the beta server update, and you have to get these all separately, and then later that stopped working too, and you'd have to get a file manager to run it all. And yeah, it just started getting a little bit ridiculous. So when I heard that the standalone was coming, I was like, oh great, we won't have to worry about that anymore. But I played the standalone when it first came out. I thought I already saw a person. I was like, I picked like the most empty server I could find. I don't even remember how to open the server list. Yeah, there's only like 2 other people here. Where was I? I got scared because I thought there was a person. Yeah, I was like, oh, this will fix all those problems, and it did. But it's like it started from square one again, of course, because they lost all the content because it's its own engine and stuff now. I think that was the other thing is I got in, and one of the things that annoyed me most, apart from the clunkiness of the first one and getting it running, was how bad the controls were. Let's see if we can even find the control menu. It might be better now, but it was really bad. It looks a little bit better now. Oh no, it's still bad. See, all these are all different lists of commands, and they all work. So like every letter on the keyboard is used to do something. I expect that in some of like the ASCII-based survival games, but in a first-person FPS kind of game, it shouldn't be that clunky. It should be able to run it on like a controller if you wanted to. Not that I am. But it needs to be a lot more concise than that menu. I'm finding myself always bringing that menu up to try to remember what everything does. It doesn't help that there's like a crouch, a prone, and stand, and they're all separate buttons, and then there's like a jump over ledge button instead of just a jump button. There's like then there's just not just crouch and prone and stuff, but there's also like toggle prone, toggle crouch, switch to crouch, switch to prone. You know, it's a mess. And they didn't fix that with this, which I thought that would be one of the first things that were fixed. We actually found a house. I wasn't expecting to find something. Like here, I don't know how to pick this up. F. Okay. There's probably zombies nearby. I think we need black spray paint. The other big problem with this version, I'm trying to find my inventory key and I can't find it. Oh yeah, it's tab for some reason. Oh, it's automatically equipped it, I guess. Guess that's fine. The other problem was when they restarted this, is all the content was gone. Now, it's been a pretty long time since it first came out when I first played it. And this is my first time loading it up since then. So there might be a lot more content. To be honest though, I pay a lot of attention when my games update on Steam. And I've pretty much never seen this game update. I think I've seen it update once, and it was a very, very small update. Now, granted, a pretty good chance I might have just missed it. Seems like a very bad place to be, but whatever. Could have just missed all the updates. But, okay, we're kind of running now. Oh, what's this? Grab that. But, yeah, there used to not be very much content in this. And I haven't seen an update for sure, so, you know, there might not be a lot of content still. And I also read that the game was going to get completely rebooted, and they were going to make this standalone version from the ground up all over again. From a new engine and stuff. Probably going to die very soon, because there's probably zombies around, and I'm not really paying attention. I turned the volume down, the game's very volume-based. But, you know, whatever. I'm not gonna play this long anyway. So another issue that this game has is it's very much locked into PvP mode, because there's no offline play that I know of. I guess you can make your own private server and then just play with yourself that way, but there's no just offline game mode. So you're always online, you're always on someone's server. And there is servers with 0 players, but they tend to not even be running. So I can't really go to an empty server even. There's shoes up there, but they're not being lit up. I don't know if we need these shoes though. We got athletic shoes, brown, pristine, and damp. Athletic shoes. Just since. How do I drop them? I thought you could just click and drag in this game. Do that. Bring them out, I guess. Okay, so there's more stuff to do in this, which is kind of neat. And I'm not really sure why I can't drop these like this. Oh, now it did. Why did it not let me do that before? Well, better. So we'll grant there is more stuff to do, which is kind of cool. There's a metal wire. I don't think I need that right now, though. So yeah, there's no offline mode, so there's always this risk of PvP. I don't think there's any way to like turn friendly fire off. People are notoriously aggressive in this game. Boonie hat, but we're already wearing like a miner's hat or a hard hat, which is pretty good, I'd imagine. Not seeing any open doors icons on these, so I guess I can't open them. And last complaint is there's kind of a lack of freeform. Like with Minecraft, you can build anything everywhere, anywhere, which is pretty cool. I guess since we can wring out our clothes, I should just do it to all of it. Before we die. I don't think we're gonna die this soon, unless we get attacked by a zombie, but... Oh, my crosshair looks like a comet or something in the sky for a second there. Surprised there's no zombie here. Maybe someone came by already recently. Ooh, that seems pretty good. Use a light at night because that's pretty dangerous, but still kind of cool that we found a gas lamp. But yeah, it's not like Minecraft where you can build everything anywhere. But it does have combat, which is cool, and you know, it's a lot more mature if that was the kind of thing you were wanting with the game. Oh, graphics glitch there. I do have to say that when I loaded this up, there was a few hoops to jump through. There was a glitch that, like, the resolution was terrible. I had to look up how to fix it, you know, early access, but that didn't happen before, you know. And I think anytime a game loses practice or progress, it's just not good. What else is good about the game? The shooting's pretty good, based off the Arma 2 system, which is like a hyper-realistic military shooter. I think that's what Arma prides itself on, as being super realistic. And still running, this is, even though it's standalone, it's still running on a pretty similar engine, if not the same engine. But yeah, so DayZ here. I say Jay-Z, fucking bad. DayZ here, it started its own renaissance of survival games, of the zombie survival games. So what Minecraft did with the voxel genre, this one did with standard zombie survival. And I don't think we're gonna find another city very soon. I think there's much more to do here. So we'll finish this segment. The next game I wanted to talk about was Don't Starve. So let's jump into it here. I guess we'll start a new game. Even though I had a game saved still, actually. Actually, I haven't played it all with the Reign of Giants DLC. I think it should be fine. I don't know if I would consider myself an experienced player or not, but... So, Don't Starve is really interesting because, it'll be plainly obvious here in a second. It has its very own unique look to it. A lot of people would describe it as a very Tim Burton style art style here. It's a 2D isometric kind of view. You can pick up stuff randomly. As usual, I'm not trying to play very well here. So yeah, this one has a lot of charm to it because of the art style and everything. Bee's gonna get me. He's still after me. Oh, wow, he was really after me. I thought he would have a pretty low aggro distance, but I guess not. Yeah, there's a lot of charm to it. Very stylized. Very cool. This place is full of the bad kind of bees. There's less aggressive bees out there. These ones are a little bit out of control. This one's a little bit quicker to like show off the gameplay than it was with DayZ, so that's why I'm playing a little bit more than I did in DayZ compared to DayZ, where I was just walking around, not really getting anything. And this one you can grab stuff and get making stuff pretty quick. We're on a timer. It has the typical day-night cycle that a lot of games are using these days, where things get super bad at night. And this one you're just expected to hang around a campfire at night. And if you go out into the darkness, it's pretty much just auto death. It's not like it's just more aggressive or anything out there. It's just auto death if you go out at night. Some new music here. It's pretty cool. As for problems with the game, it kind of lacks volume, and that could have been changed with the DLC, but of course it's DLC, so you know you have to buy it if you think it's worth it. But yeah, it lacks a little bit of volume. There's not a whole lot to the game. There's a lot of progress you can make, but you know, like there's the axe and shovel, and then there's not really an upgraded version of them. There's like a gold version of them, and then that's it. There's nothing after that. And then there's a very limited amount of farming stuff. We're not even allowed to see all of it yet right now, which is kind of a shame. But yeah, there's not a huge amount of things that you can craft in this game. It's and if the maturity thing might make this a little bit of a theme between these episodes, is maturity is what you're looking for. This one's a lot more dark than like Minecraft is, but you know, you might not consider it as gritty as DayZ or something. Very clearly. But it is a lot of fun. I do like this game a lot. Getting pop-ups. Don't look like you guys could see that though, which is good. But yeah, you can kind of see from the gameplay here what it's all about, and the name's pretty clear. Don't starve. It's kind of typical of a survival game that you don't want to starve. This one is just a lot harder to get food than some of the other games. Like, you're gonna have to do a lot of gathering to feed yourself. So like, see, we're not super hungry right now, but if we eat these carrots, you can see it added like 10 to our hunger meter. It's not very much. No, that was 2 of them to kind of get it filled back up, which is half of our carrot supply. And they only spawn in these green areas, and there's all these other biomes. Yeah, you can see that there's like a plains area over here. We'll go towards that, I suppose. The game's a lot about trying to find the best location for a shelter, because you'll want to be in an area where you can harvest food if you want, for the start at least, until you can start farming. You'll want to have access to boulders that you can mine. Come on. Boulders tend to just spawn in these plains areas. One nice thing about this game is there's no like inventory tab, I don't think. It's just this list down at the bottom is all you have. So it's very easy to see what you do and don't have, and then when you get like a backpack, there's like a small menu over here. So yeah, the plains areas have a lot of grass, but they don't have many trees or anything, but they do also have a lot of rabbit holes, and the rocks like we talked about. There's areas that have even more rocks though. So yeah, you have to try to find the best balance, and like primarily you need to find a place that has these buffaloes that poop. And because of all that, it can be sort of random if you're gonna have any luck surviving or not, because you need to be able to find the buffaloes, and if you can't, you're kind of just done. There's only so much progress you can make until you're just finished, because you can't farm. But it's about to be night. I suppose we can go ahead through the night cycle before I end the episode. Hopefully I didn't wait too long, because it's about to get really bad. I barely did it in time. We would have died in like a second more. The fire will burn out over time, so we have to keep it fed. Yeah, if you go out into the darkness in this one, you just die. I think it does damage over time, but you know, there's no way to fight back against it or anything. Have to have light. So yeah, that will do it for talking about Don't Starve here. It's a nice game, but a little bit more niche because it's not quite as volumetric as some of these other games will be. Alright, so the next game I wanted to talk about is Rust. So, Rust, I'm gonna have a hard time like describing why I like it a lot, because I do. But to be honest, I don't know why I like it as much as I do. I just do. But, let's see, where should we start here? Well, it's gonna take me a little bit to, show off the gameplay features of this game, because there's a little bit of work you have to do. Initial work you have to put into it. First thing we need to do is make a stone axe, because this stone that we start with is crappy. Some stone. I think we can get wood from the trees now. At one point you couldn't get wood from the trees at all. It's still better to find wood piles on the ground to do it with, but to get a axe put together it probably will be fine. Alright, so stone axe, I have no idea where it's at. It's been a while since I played. I need more stone and wood, okay. It's actually about to get dark. This game doesn't... Ooh, there's a big old town over there. I don't know if anyone's even here. Let's see, I think there's a help menu. Let's see. See if anyone's online. There's another player here, so that could be their house, for all I know. Hopefully they'll log out at some point. But yeah, I guess the first thing we could mention then is, like DayZ, there's no offline mode. This is the legacy version, by the way. One of the things that's happening with this game is it's completely being rebuilt from the ground up. I mentioned that with DayZ that they were thinking of doing that again. I don't know if they've ever decided if they are or not. I think they might have changed their minds because I haven't heard anything else about it for a long time. But yeah, this is happening here, and so development of this one stopped a long time ago, and they're still working on the new one. And they're generally saying that the new one is not as far along as the old one is. So that's one problem with the game, is I really wish they would have just like kept making the original one alongside the old one. Like just cut the team size down or something. I'm tempted to go over towards this building. Only 2 players. It seems unlikely that that might be the player that's active, but you never know. You can see we're getting a lot more wood from this wood pile than we were from the tree. So let's get this wood, get this axe built. There's only one like major feature I want to show you guys. This is one of the few good things I have to say about the game. Even though I love this game a lot, but it's like I said, I just don't know why. Because on paper, when I was trying to write down what I liked about it, it's like I couldn't list very many things. Don't hatch it. One thing that I think this game was kind of the first game recently that was kind of big that pushed it forward was this game added crafting time. Oh, I guess it wasn't turning nighttime, it's turning daytime. I'm unsure. I feel like that's where the sun sets though in this game. I guess I'm wrong. I don't know. Anyway, it added crafting time. Now this was made instantly because we're like on some modded server. I tried to join an unmodded server, but I just wasn't able to for some reason. I don't know what was going on. I really feel like this house is probably empty. So yeah, this game has lots of PvP potential in it if you join the active server. I don't know like how to compare it to DayZ as far as like how aggressive they were. Okay, this house has doors on it. That's probably a bad idea to go there. I mean, someone's been semi-active recently, at least. Thought I even heard a noise, but I guess not. We'll go the other direction. Although I'm not going to play this long, so I guess we could have tried to go in or something, but yeah, it's not a big deal. Let's get some more wood, because we're going to need a lot of it for the thing I need to show you guys. So yeah, this one added crafting time, when a lot of games weren't doing it, and now a lot of games are adding that back in. Alright, let's see if I can make foundations. I need wood planks. I guess I should just turn all my wood into wood planks, because I'm not really in a hurry to do any actual survival stuff. Wow, we only got 13. You have to use a lot of resources for this game. Alright, so we build a foundation. This is one of the other big things that this game's done that now a lot of games are starting to do as well. And it's like this foundation-based building system. So you built this base, this foundation here. If we can get some more wood, we can add more foundations to it. We can add pillars and walls and stuff. Loot only spawns in certain places, so I have to wander a bit if we're not going to get killed by someone. But yeah, you build these foundations and you attach more stuff onto them, and I think that's really, really cool. I think it's a good way to avoid using the voxel-based thing, if that isn't your thing, and to still add a lot of crafting potential into the game. Like I said, after this game came out, a lot of games started doing that as well. And as always, take it with a grain of salt, and I'm aware that other games probably did this before it, but none that I know of that were very big, at least. But I could be wrong. Another thing that was kind of cool about this map is it's a static map. I guess DayZ had a static map too. The new version's not going to be static, which, you know, I think that's cool. I usually like randomized maps, but I kind of like this one's static map generation. There's some cool places. I'll show you guys where one of my favorite places is. It's actually pretty nearby. Let's start going towards it. Because what else are we gonna do, huh? It takes too much resources for me to show off more of the building thing, really. But yeah, this one has a lot of progression stuff in it, which is really cool. You go from... You're literally naked right now. You can't tell from our perspective, but we're naked. And you start with just a rock, and then you get leather armor, and then you get like or first you get cloth armor, and then you get leather armor, and then you make then you have to find the materials to make Kevlar armor. It's pretty cool. My favorite place is up here somewhere. I think I'm using the incorrect way to get to it, but there's a few different ways to get up here, but here it is. I really like this spot. It's just really, really tucked away, and there's these boulders around everywhere, so it's really hard for people to spot your base. Let's see what else we could craft. We can make a wood shelter. This is what you should start with before you start making the foundations and stuff. Just start by living in one of these things. Door. Oops. Pressing all the wrong buttons. Play so many different games, so I always get the hotkeys mixed up. Take the door, slap it on there. Now it's secure, no one can get in. But us, unless they have like a bunch of C4. They made it so it's not really easy to get into buildings and stuff, so you have to hammer on these shelters. I think the outside is actually stronger than weaker than the door itself. So you have to hammer on the shelter for like an hour, and then it falls. No, it's more like 30 minutes, and then it falls down, and you can get what's inside of it. But for the bigger buildings, like the wood ones with the door on it, you'd have to get C4 to blow it up, and you need to use quite a lot of it, and it's really hard to get C4. That's their solution to PvP stuff. I think it's fair. It means you have to get really far ahead in the game to be able to do any looting of people's bases. So you can still always kill someone on sight. And then there's these towns that are scattered about, and they're radioactive, so you can only stay in them for so long. They used to have zombies, but then they took zombies out of the game because they didn't want to be a zombie game. But it's still pretty much just the same thing, except they replaced it with like radioactive animals. But yeah, hopefully the new build of the game is going to be a lot better than this one was. I'm looking forward to it, but people have said it's not as far along as this one, so I don't think I'd enjoy playing it quite yet, but eventually you might see it on my channel once I think it's ready to play. So let's move on to the next game.